Hey baes, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I am Jay. Happy New Year baes. I missed you guys so much and I'm finally back with the looks. Okay, so in this video I decided to go ahead and do a pink and blue half cut crease. I think it's so pretty and includes my favorite color, so let's just skip the chit chat and get right into the video. Okay, so firstly I'm starting off with my brows, and you guys know that I use my It Cosmetics brow power pencils, but however, look, I wouldn't be Jay, right, if I didn't lose something in my videos. I could not find my micro pencil, and I've actually been missing it for a while. So this technique that I came up with for my week or my current makeup looks, because I don't know where my micro pencil is, what I do is I take these Wet n Wild pencils that I use for my lips. You guys know I like to use an eyeliner as a lip liner, so yeah, I take these Wet n Wild pencils, I go ahead and I trace the outside of my brows, because this pencil is very creamy, so if you apply a lot of pressure you can end up with the boxy brows, and we don't want that. So I go ahead, I shape the outside of my brows, I take a little bit and I put them at the end, and then here you guys see that I'm taking my brow power full and I am just shading in the beginning of the brow so that it won't be boxy. Next, I am taking my Born This Way concealer, as I usually do, and I am using that to carve out my brows and shape them and just clean them up. You guys know that I have that new method where I was using the Juvia's Place on top of the brow and using my Born This Way on the bottom. However, that has stopped because I have gotten lighter, so you know, brown skin girl, wintertime, that's what happens. So there's no need for me to use a darker one on top. It really doesn't make a big difference. And then I noticed that, like, I'm into very full coverage matte concealer, and the Juvia's Place one is cool, I do like it. However, it's just creamy and it gives me like medium coverage. I'm into like super matte, you cannot even like see the skin under type of coverage. That's what I like. So I probably will go ahead and buy a Born This Way concealer in a darker color to maybe continue the way I was doing my brows, but I don't know, we'll see in my future videos. And usually for my looks, you guys have been here already know, but for you guys that are new to my channel, I would usually go ahead and drag this concealer all the way down to my lash line, okay, and then blend it out. However, I'm going to be applying eyeshadow, so I'm keeping this concealer at the top of the brow. You guys already know I'm pulling out one of my favorite products ever, which are the P. Louise bases. I love these. There will probably not be an eyeshadow look that I don't use these on unless I'm doing like a soft glam. So first I'm taking this bright blue, and I love this blue. Like, it's so pigmented, it's super pigmented, and I'm just patting that into place with a flat brush. Now I know that Paige says to use a flat brush and pat. However, I just find that you got to use whatever works for you, and the flat brush doesn't really do it for me, so I'll go ahead and I use a fluffy brush. And then I went ahead and took my Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette and patted that nice aqua blue right on top of it. And look at the pigment, y'all. It is super pigmented, and I am really trying to get it down packed in my eyeshadow, and I try to drag the color down closer towards my lid. I probably have to drag a little bit more down than that. And now I'm taking this Blends Bunny palette, which is supposedly supposed to be the best palette in the world, guys. I only bought this palette because there was this whole rave about how this is the best palette in the whole entire world. This is the best eyeshadow palette. Would I give it a 10 out of 10? I definitely do give it a 10 out of 10, but I just feel like there's no such thing as the best eyeshadow palette. And if there is, y'all gotta let me know. Y'all gotta like comment down below and let me know. Maybe this is, I don't know. It definitely is a 10 out of 10. I feel like there's other eyeshadows that are also a 10 out of 10, so I don't really see it being the best, you know what I mean? So I took that light baby blue color, and I am just really focusing on blending out the ends of the eyeshadow. I noticed that that's something that I have to work on, is blending out the ends of eyeshadow. So I'm really perfecting my craft, you guys. I'm still learning. Listen, you could be top dog, and there's always going to be something that you have to learn. So that's what I'm doing. I'm still learning how to perfect blending my eyeshadow. And now I am taking that pink P. Louise base, and I am applying that at the end of that blue. And you guys can see I'm taking another flat brush. However, the flat brushes just don't do it for me. Maybe I'm taking a flat brush that's too dense, and I think that P. Louise has the perfect flat brush for the bases. I'll have to look into investing in it, but the flat brushes just don't do it for me. Like, I have to use a fluffy brush to really spread that color out, you know, spread out the ends and everything like that, just like I would with an eyeshadow. And one thing I also noticed about the P. Louise bases is that they're not all like as pigmented as one another. Like, you guys see that blue is way more pigmented, and even though I know that the pink is a pastel, I still feel like it could have a little bit more pigment, especially putting them together. Like, it made me notice it even more. So you guys see I'm taking a nice fluffy brush just so I can blend the blue into the pink. Like, the flat brush just doesn't do it for me. And now I'm going back in with that same Juvia's Place palette, and I'm applying hot pink over the light pink. I thought that it would look a little bit funny because the base wasn't the same color as the eyeshadow. However, everything turned out great. And now I am using this fluffy brush to go ahead and really blend that blue into that pink and create a nice purple in the middle. One thing that really helped me when learning how to blend eyeshadow is lifting the brow. Lifting the brow is really gonna spread that color out and give it that ombre effect. I used to just keep my brow there, apply the eyeshadow, and it'll look so stiff and not blended. It's crazy, especially when you're working with a lot of colors and you know you only have but so much space. You gotta lift that brow up and really get up under there and blend that eyeshadow underneath the brow line. Moving on to going ahead and cutting my crease, I went ahead and picked up my P. Louise paints. I don't really see a big difference between the P. Louise paints and the P. Louise bases. I use them both the same as paints and as bases. I still put shadow over my paints. So now I'm just trying to do that trick where you look up and cut your crease. I haven't really done that in such a long time because at first I feel like it didn't work. But in this video I was very surprised to see that it did work. And my reason for doing this, sometimes some people pointed out because they want to be messy, or you know, they want to try to comfort me, but you can't comfort me. So sometimes you guys can see that one of my eyes is a different shape than the other. I feel like, I don't know really what it is. I don't feel like one is bigger than the other. I just feel like one is more almond shaped and one is rounded. I see that more when I put on my lashes. You guys can see that. But yes, I wasn't really doing this for a long time because I felt like if I look up on one eye, look up on the other, my cut creases end up in two different spots, you know, one higher than the other, and I didn't like that. So I stopped doing that for a very long time, but I'm starting to just embrace it and be like, you know what, that's just how my eyes are, so be it. So now I probably am going to use this method more of looking up and having my eyes show me exactly where I need to cut my crease at. Since I am doing a half cut crease, I took this fluffy brush and I blended that white paint into the pink eyeshadow, and then I took a smaller one just to kind of get it very precise, and I blended that hot pink eyeshadow into the white paint, and now I'm just cleaning up my crease and making sure that it is absolutely perfect. Now I'm taking this Kat Von D palette that I had for such a long time. I had this palette forever. I can't remember when it was bought. And I'm taking a shimmer, just a little iridescent shimmer, and applying it over the white. I didn't want color, but I did want white. However, I did want it to be slightly colored. So I'm like, what better to do than do an iridescent color and blend that straight into the hot pink eyeshadow. Moving on to my signature, you guys know that it wouldn't be one of my looks if I didn't have it. I am applying my NYX liquid liner and I'm drawing on my super bold, super sharp, super long wings like I always do. So of course I went ahead and did my other eye off camera, and now it is time to go ahead and move on to the face. I'm starting off with my Too Faced primer, and I am applying that all over my face and just rubbing that in. And like I said, guys, you know, I always lose something in my video. I couldn't find my calamine lotion at the moment, so I didn't use it. And you know, I really did like this look. I adored it. However, I find that I just need the look that I go for with all my makeup looks. I just need that calamine lotion. I need that layer. Now I know some people have their opinion on it. However, calamine lotion is made for the skin. It's a protectant. So yeah. So moving on, I am applying my LA Girl Pro Concealer under my eye, and then I'm going to blend that out. Going back to what I was saying, because I wasn't done. I like my calamine lotion. It gives me a very filtered, you know, kind of Barbie doll look, matte, full coverage. It gives me that look that I'm going for. The Too Faced one is good. However, I just like them combined together. It gives me the look that I'm going for. I don't think that I will ever leave my calamine lotion behind. Like, I don't think I will ever stop using it. And another thing about not leaving something behind, the super bright under eye, I love it. I did try it with white in this video because I seen it on TikTok, and you know, I like to take a risk with my makeup. I like to try new things for you guys who wants to see the same old boring thing at all the time. So I did take a risk in this video. But this super bright, like yellowish under eye, I probably will never stop doing either under my foundation. I like it. I love it. It works for me. Taking my Juvia's Place, spraying a little bit of Too Faced 3-in-1 spray on there, and then I'm blending out my foundation. But back to what I was saying again, the super bright under eye, I love it. I am probably not going to really use the white anymore, or I'm going to use less of the white. But using that yellow and applying that much color corrector, I know people are like, oh, you only need a dime size amount here, you only need a dot here. And listen, it's not the look that I'm going for. What works for you isn't gonna work for the next girly, you know what I'm saying? So just do what you are comfortable with, or what fits your face. That's another thing. Do what fits your face, because I remember, what was it? I don't know if it was a new contour technique. It was something that was new, and all the girlies were swearing to God like, oh my God, you just have to try that. This is a new way of doing it. Don't do it like this, do it like that. And it just didn't fit my face. Moving on to concealer and highlighting, and speaking of things that didn't fit my face, yeah, that new highlighting technique, I had to find a way to adjust it to fit my face, because yes, I do love it, and yes, it does lift. However, I already have very high cheekbones, so when I was doing that alone, it just didn't work for me. Okay, I like the triangles, so I found a way to do that new highlighting technique while also incorporating my triangles. I tried to look cute for a second and I end up like spraying something in my face. So yeah, I blend that out. You guys can see I put the lighter concealer on top in that new technique, and then the darker one on the bottom to kind of still give me that triangle effect, and then I blend those out with a beauty blender. And here I'm just adding a little bit more of that Too Faced concealer so that I can get that extra full coverage that I need. And also I'm going down the sides of my nose so that it can help contour and shape my nose. Now, being the daredevil that I am, as I mentioned, I went ahead and tried the white concealer, and it's cool. You know, I felt like I used a little bit in this video, but if I choose to apply this in the future, I'm definitely going to be using way less than I did, or I'm going to be mixing it with a slightly yellow undertone concealer because it's just a little too white. Something that I also learned when doing this is that I usually do blend out, you know, that meeting right there, like by your temple with where the concealer meets your foundation. I do blend that out. However, I don't pay it much attention because my concealer is never this light. So what I did learn from doing this technique is that I need to focus a little bit more and blend where my temple is, because as you can see at the end of the look, you can also see that line, that separate line. I didn't like that, but like I said, you guys know that I'm very transparent with you. I show you guys everything, all the rights and wrongs, all the trials and tribulations, okay? So I let you guys see that instead of like not uploading the video like, oh my god, I messed up, let me not upload it. No, I like to show my babes everything. So yeah, you see that white line right there? I didn't blend that out a lot. So my next look, if I decide to go with a very white right under eye, I will definitely pay attention to that. Alright y'all, from here I started to move very quickly, and I started to panic because my camera battery was dying. Mind you, I done charged 3 camera batteries, so I'm gonna be moving fast, okay? So now I'm gonna apply my Fenty bronzer, okay, and then I'm gonna go in with my Kunafa powder and set my highlight. You guys know I love a yellow undertone, and then I go ahead with a white undertone. Oh my god, I'm moving so fast. Then I took my white Laura Mercier powder, I put that on top of the Kunafa powder, and I blended that into place. I took that yellow LA Pro Girl concealer and I went down my nose, on my forehead, okay, on my cupid's bow, and on my chin. Look how fast I'm moving. I'm trying to beat the battery. And then I went ahead and did that line with the Kunafa powder where I go ahead and snatch my contour. Moving on to my lips, I went ahead with my same pencil that I use for my brows, which you guys know that I mainly use this for my lip, okay? I went ahead and traced my lips with that Wet n Wild pencil. Honestly, it's like the best, the perfect chocolatey brown that you can find, okay? I love using a eyeliner. Why? Because I just feel like brown lip liners have a purple undertone. Then I went in with this really old liquid lipstick from Nika K that I have, and I really like this color, and I hope they still sell it. I bought this a long time ago, but I really do like this color. It's like the perfect Barbie pink, and you guys know how I feel about pink lips. I adore them so much. I gotta see if I can go ahead and find this color. And now I'm just taking my finger and blending out that brown lip liner. Usually I would take a softer roll down lip liner to go ahead and do that, but I couldn't find one. Taking my Absolute lip gloss in nude and applying that on top, and then to go ahead and highlight, I took this Pro Fusion palette and I took that shimmery champagne gold color and I went ahead and I applied that as highlight. And then you know what, I think I would have caught that highlight on my temple, and I think I would have blended it out if I wasn't rushing so much. So I applied that same shimmer underneath my brow just to pop underneath the brow, you know, being a little bit extra. I didn't need to do that, but I said, so what, let me do it anyway. But yeah, I think I would have caught that if I didn't have to go ahead and do that. But this is the look. We are all done. Let me throw it all together for you guys. Do all my lashes and all that, okay? I beat my battery. Aha. And here is my final look with me blending out that ashy looking face that I had and setting it and pulling down my hair. I got a little bit of concealer in my hair on my lace front, but you know, it's all good though. Look at the eyeshadow, it's popping, okay? So that is it for this video, you guys. Like I always say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so that you can get notified every single time that I upload. Also, make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Jaiye.Pierre and on TikTok at Jaiye.Pierre_. If for some reason you don't have TikTok or Instagram, I am going to leave a list right here on the screen of every social media platform that I have. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on each one that you have, and I will check you guys in my next video later. Okay, thank you, love you guys, bye.